Hello, and welcome to the 2024 ICAOA penalty enforcement video. On this video, we'll take a look at a few clips and we'll go over penalty enforcements in various situations. Okay, we've got a kickoff play here. Ball's going to be fielded about the 15, and right about here, we're going to have a block in the back on the 17. Flag comes in about to the 20. Keep that in mind since the run ended here. This is your basic spot. However, since the foul happened behind the basic spot, we're actually going to enforce from the spot of the foul, which should have been the 17. Should have gone half the distance to about the 8.5. However, I did not move my flag back, so we did enforce still half the distance to the 10. Our next play here, we're going to have good call by our umpire and our back judge. We're going to have a grab and restrict hold right here at the 25. Play ends beyond that, and the foul was beyond the line of scrimmage. As a result, we're going to go back 10 yards from the 25, position 1. Next snap is going to be second and 15 from the 15-yard line. For our next play, we're going to have a holding penalty called by our umpire. Spot of the foul is going to be about the 46-yard line. Since the run ends at the line of scrimmage and the foul is behind the line of scrimmage, we'll enforce 10 yards back from the previous spot, which is position 1, and we'll snap at roughly the negative. On this next play, we're going to have 2 fouls, both by the offense. As we snap the ball here, we're going to, first of all, just notice we have a forward pass that's batted down behind the line of scrimmage, and then a second pass, which, as we know in high school football, is not correct. So if we take it back here, you'll see your referee freeze and look at it. But fortunately, Dan comes through in a pinch. And then at the 40-yard line, let's back it up one more time. We actually have, if you look up here, a live ball personal foul as well. And we see that the offense is 10 yards short of, roughly 10 yards short of making the line to gain. The kicker is, during the sequence, we actually had confusion that the personal foul was dead ball. So we actually enforced as live ball, dead ball, 5 yards and a loss of down for the illegal forward pass, plus half the distance, which took us back to about the 10 for the personal foul. It ends up that the personal foul was live ball, so we ended up declining that one because that did not result in the loss of down for the offense. So we ended up resetting here in our next play, and you'll see that once we moved up 5 more yards and got everything corrected, that ultimately we ended up with 4th and about 3 miles, and then ended up with a blocked punt and a recovery by the receiving team. On our next play, the offense has about 4th and 6. Quarterback's going to look downfield, see what he has happening, and roll around and try to get as much as he can. At which point he's tackled out of bounds, roughly the 34-yard line, making the offense cheer wildly, thinking they've got an automatic first down. However, this is not the case, as once the offense is held short of the line to gain on 4th down, they ultimately turn the ball over on downs, with their series being over. The defense is, however, since there is a dead ball foul, penalized 15 yards back from the end of that run. Um, and they will have first and 10 from about the positive 49 um, on this play, as we'll see here. On our last play, we're going to have three fouls. First one being roughing the kicker by the receiving team. Coming up on the near side here, we're going to have a blindside block on the receiving team right there. Additionally, you don't see it, but we're also going to have a sideline warning on the receiving team. And we probably could have had something right there, too, that we didn't get. But due to the nature of the foul, we're just going to back this up real quick. Because the penalty for roughing the kicker is 15 yards and an automatic first down, the kicking team is going to take this for first and 10, 15 yards upfield, and wipe out or decline the foul for the blindside block. Now, if we take this a step further, if we don't have the roughing the kicker and we have only the blindside block, we're simply going to penalize 15 yards back from roughly the 40, and it'll be Southeast Pokes ball, first and 10 from the negative 45. Since we have the sideline warning as well, it's a warning only, and there's no distance penalty. It's just their first warning in the sequence of sideline infractions. Anything further would be 5 yards and or 15. The other thing I'd like to mention after this sequence, too, is we're having a conversation amongst officials. We should have a couple of folks watching over players if they're not at their sidelines already, just to ensure there's no funny business going on. Additionally, we should never have an player involved in a conversation between two officials. So, Granny, in hindsight, probably should have escorted number 5 away so Dan and I could have finished our conversation. Here comes the signaling sequence for personal foul, roughing the kicker, except I forgot to say roughing the kicker. And then away we go there. And then comes the blindside block being declined, which I did not signal, and then the sideline warning as well. So I could have done that a little better. But final closing thoughts as we wrap this one up. YouTube is also a wonderful resource for reviewing game film. In addition to getting your film quicker than you would by having to request and wait for your huddle film to be posted by the Athletic Association, you can see pretty much right after the game if there's something you want to look at right away, and in some cases even halftime if you're aware that the game is being streamed. So by all means, use this as a resource to review more film and better your game. You won't be disappointed. With that, we're going to call the video right here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comments section below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, have a healthy and safe 2024 football season, and we'll see you down the road. Thank you, everybody.